This is that T.I.? Is that T.I.?
Little T.I.
That's what's up. That's what's
Little
up.
motivation.
Well, Tony B for Profits.
Mr. Underscore I buy houses.
Well, let's get right into it. So now that we got a deal on the contract, what do we do with it?
Got to send it to the title company.
Title company.
The
Title
first
company. Okay.
thing you have to do. You
Okay.
gotta send it to the title company, and you want to do that right away because that title search could take up to. It depends on the affidavits and certain stuff. Could take up to 2 weeks, but it usually take about 3 days.
Okay.
So that's why you want to, as soon as you get the contract.
So which title company do you use? How do you know which title company?
Well, number one, before this process and you even get to the title company phase,
Hopefully you're
of
not
having a
researching.
contract, right? You're not
Okay.
researching it right then,
Right.
but you should already have done your research on title companies.
Okay.
And we teach this in our class on how to find title companies, and but that's it. It is in some of the first stages of wholesaling, finding your title company first.
Okay. Okay. So what questions? Like if I go, I know there's several good title companies out there. Patriot Title, is one that we commonly use. So in First Priority Title, it's Patent Law Firm. There's a lot of different title companies that we use. But how do you know who to go with on certain deals? Obviously one may depend on your relationship.
Right.
But if I'm just new in the business, how do I select the title company?
Well, again, when you do your title search, you'll call and you'll ask them a couple things when you call. Okay. Number one, you want to ask for the closing agent. You always want to ask again for the closing agent.
Closing agent.
You don't want to talk to her sister. You don't want to talk to a sister. Don't know what she knows. You want to ask for the closing agent.
What do you gotta ask her?
When you talk to that closing agent, you need to ask her. Number one, if they do a blind hood.
Blind hood. Okay.
That's number one for wholesalers. Blind hood.
What's a blind hood?
A blind hood is when the seller can't see what your fee is on the transaction, on the hood.
So they
Got a
sign
hood.
completely. So I'm assuming a blind hood is a completely separate document from the closing documents that the seller signs.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's
okay.
correct.
Okay. So,
So-
now does the buyer know what's on the?
Yeah, the
blind
buyers
hood?
are going to always know what you're making.
Okay, okay.
Unless you do a double close.
Double close. What's a double
Right.
close?
A double close is when you got the seller, right?
Right.
And the seller, you're going to get transactional funding. So you're going to find someone, and there's a lot, 10 millions of people who do transitional funding.
Okay.
So what you do, you get the seller, okay, and you actually close on the property yourself,
Okay.
and your name will actually be recorded on the deed.
Okay. Okay.
Your
okay.
name is actually recorded
So
on the
you get
deed.
credit.
You're buying it.
So basically, from what I understand that you're saying, so basically you can use transactional funding, if you need to. So basically, it's you buying the property.
I'm buying it.
And then in the same transaction, selling it to the end buyer. And the
So
end
that
investor.
way he don't know what you made either,
Okay, he doesn't know.
because it's your property now. Now he's selling it to you, so he can't see. It's not an assignment fee.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's just buying it from you.
So the benefits is neither party sees what you're making, but you're
Correct.
also getting credit for
Exactly.
you're having the deed recorded
Recorded
in your
on your
name
name.
in case you want to do future business with banks or so.
It gives you credibility.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
So you ask the title company if they do blind HUDs,
Yep.
and then or if they do double closings.
That's correct.
Is there anything else that you ask them?
I mean, I asked them their turnaround time.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
turnaround time on searching for liens
Right.
and getting the title search back.
Okay.
The title search, like I said, is usually about 3 days, but sometimes it could take longer than that. When you got different affidavits.
Okay.
Okay, you want to explain to them what an affidavit is?
Right. So if a title company, typically they're responsible for doing title searches, and you usually want to do, either specifically an attorney or a title company. So they'll once they send the title off, it'll come back and say if there's more than one person on the property, or whether it be an heir or whatever, then you need to. They'll come back with certain affidavits and specific instructions for you to fill out.
And most of the
So-
time, that's in like a probate deal. Somebody
Right.
dies, leaves
Right.
the property to 3 or 4 family members or sisters and brothers.
Okay.
So now everyone has to fill out an affidavit form. Okay, all of those heirs got to fill out an affidavit form. Okay, and that affidavit form will be then come back to the title company.
Yeah.
If one heir decides not to fill out the form, then you can't sell that property.
Right.
Unless you take them to court, and it's a whole bunch of other stuff with that.
So
But
you
the
have
family
to
would have to take them.
collectively get them to agree, you know, to sell their interest in the property.
That's correct.
And you probably have to have that notarized.
That's correct.
Right, so, okay.
And then the last thing that I would ask a title company though is, do they do virtual closing?
Virtual closings.
Yeah, do they do
important.
virtual
Okay,
closings?
Okay.
You know,
'Cause not
so-
everybody's convenient, you know, it's not convenient for everybody to go into the office.
That's
to close.
correct. So
Okay.
some title companies won't do it. Some title companies will do it. Okay, my title company has done business with title companies in other states.
Right, okay.
You know, so virtual closings. If I got a deal, just like we've done deals in all over the place.
Right,
You know,
okay.
But I still didn't use my title company. I found a title company in that state where we done the deal at.
Okay.
And asked them these same questions, and pretty much went from there.
Right, and then you definitely obviously wanna make sure once you're doing all that, you purchase title insurance.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, you
'Cause
gotta
don't wanna
purchase title
have
insurance.
anything to come back on you. So
And-
that's
Yes.
pretty much how you look for a title company, what the title company does for
Yep.
you, and basically what the transaction is gonna look like at this particular point. So now that you submit that to the title company, obviously you gotta find your end buyer, right?
That's correct.
So you find your end buyer, but before you find your end buyer, you gotta get the property out there, so you wanna market the property, right?
Well,
So
that's
we'll
next.
be back in the next segment, marketing your property.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you soon.